When it comes to using videos on your web page, there can be a lot of benefits, starting from the different video platforms, as we have already mentioned, TikTok, YouTube. They might be completely different new traffic channels for you, and then being active there and actually gaining traffic to your website through these channels might boost then already your metrics. And then once you get the people onto your site, increasing the time spent there is as we all know, very beneficial for SEO, and people tend to engage with videos, and if they actually engage with the videos and watch them, you can increase the time spent on your site quite a lot actually. So let's say you have a 3-minute video that is very well made, and the person watches it from beginning till the end. That's already 3 more minutes spent on your site. So
it's our job to tell better stories. And always remember, it's the risk takers that are rewarded.
People are sick and tired of being marketed to, and they're sick and tired of being sold. The single biggest story today in sales and marketing is how our customers are buying differently.
Hi Nora, and welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm super thrilled to be speaking about video marketing.
Awesome. Can you tell us a bit about yourself? What's your story?
Yes, that's a good one. I think this is also sometimes a bit hard to reflect on, but yes, as a kid, I did not wake up and just know I want to be a B2B SaaS marketer. I don't think anybody did that in the 90s. But the early seed was perhaps planted late 90s, early 2000s with the rise of internet and all the platforms and website builders and all these small HTML codes you could test out. So if we now fast forward 20 years with a business degree and that like really profound love for the internet and all things digital, I think it makes sense that I'm now in the tech scene and doing things on the marketing side that are quite often very digital when it comes to the tactics chosen, for instance. So this is the fourth B2B SaaS company that I have had the pleasure to work with. All of them have been very, very focused on growing the marketing function. So companies needing marketing to accelerate the growth. And currently I have been working with this at Videoly for just a tad over a year. So it has been very, very interesting to jump into an industry that was new for me. So videos and e-commerce. And yes, been enjoying the marketing ever since. So.
All right. Well, thank you for this comprehensive intro. But yeah, I have a question about trends actually, because I mean, all the trends blog posts that we've been reading in the past, like maybe even 15 years, they've been saying how essential it's going to be to invest in video marketing. I don't know, like, yeah, it's been like 10, 15 years that this has been the music basically. But are we officially there?
Very, very good question. It's very hard to set the date for when a new era officially starts. But when I started working at Videoly and really digging more into the video marketing and what it means and how the shift has been going, I saw a lot of exactly statistics around like YouTube having over 2 billion monthly active users and that people watch on average 19 hours of video every week. And these numbers are super big. And then I started to reflect on my own life and how I watch video. And I was like, yeah, I think we are quite there now. So at least we are on the brink or on the verge of the video era, I would say. And I think that especially individual influencers have been using video marketing for years already. But when it comes to the B2B SaaS context, we might be exactly now starting out and tipping our toes into that area a bit more. So maybe not so that we would have been lagging behind, but I would say that now we are also entering that same era that already has been very, very close to a lot of the consumers' day-to-day activities, watching all the videos available out there.
Okay, statistics can be everything and nothing at the same time. But is there a trend you think SaaS B2B marketers should be aware about video marketing?
Yeah, I think that's very interesting to think about, and I think the one thing that is good to start with is exactly like why the videos have become so popular. So it's mainly, well, one of the reasons is exactly that the video production has been made so much easier. We have smartphones, you can shoot the videos yourself. All of that has definitely accelerated this kind of loop. But another one is also that the distribution networks, like we have platforms completely dedicated to video. So that's completely new tactics and channels that we as marketers can explore. So that's like the base of this whole shift. And I think that being aware of this shift and being aware of how this actually has formulated your customers' ways of thinking and how they are expecting to see content nowadays, I think that's the one thing you have to be very, very kind of aware of, and how to apply that then to your business. So for instance, for our customers, they are in B2C, often retailers, and they, for online stores, pictures have been the default for many, many years. So you don't click the add to cart button unless you actually see a picture of the product you want to buy. But now the consumers and shoppers there are like seeing so much video in their day-to-day life that they feel that, okay, I need to see the video to make that same decision. The video is going to convince me much better than the picture. So taking that into the B2B context, like what is the shift that your kind of prospects or customers are experiencing, and what are they expecting from you? I think that's where you want to really be. So maybe it's not one trend that fits all. It's rather, how can I apply the different ways of using video in a way that my customers really would like to see it. So maybe one example is that I have really enjoyed is personalized outreach, for instance. So actually getting a personalized video clip from, for instance, a salesperson during a sales process, that feels like, oh, this was really nice, much better than just the email. So that's one example of how to kind of apply it to how I'm expecting to see video content nowadays. So yeah, maybe not one size fits all trends, but definitely understanding that shift should be on the agenda of B2B marketers.
Right. And actually, we're talking about video platforms, or platforms that are entirely dedicated to video. And this one is actually maybe a tough one for B2B, but can you even exist in the video marketing space if you're not on TikTok in 2023?
No.
Yes, I would say yes, you can, because TikTok does not equal video marketing. But the right question maybe would be like, have you really done your homework when it comes to the video marketing space, unless you haven't considered TikTok? So TikTok also has over 1 billion active users monthly. It's some of your target audience is going to be there, definitely. So just completely excluding that from your trail of thought and from your research, that's going to be probably the mistake. But yes, you can exist without TikTok because it does not equal video marketing. It's much more than that. So choosing the right channel should be exactly based on where your audience is, what they expect to see, how you want to engage with them, what you want to actually accomplish with your video marketing content. So my answer is yes, you can. But if you haven't actually thought it through, then the answer is no, you haven't done your homework well enough.
Trends come and go, but what I've seen, and probably other people as well, have seen that there's been an important shift from the polished and picture perfect in Instagram to more real looking content on TikTok. Do you think that brands need to be more real to succeed in the video marketing space, or can you still go with the polished, nice, clean look?
Yes, polished, nice, clean look. Yeah, I think the realness actually also comes from the fact that anyone almost can shoot and take a video nowadays. So it's really nice that it's more available, because previously video production has been quite expensive, and then you're really going for that polished look. So it's nice to have some variation. And I think a lot of businesses will be able to really utilize that and kind of match that to their brand in a much, much more diverse way than previously. But I think this ties a bit back also to like brand marketing in a way. So it's not only about your video marketing being real, it's a choice of how you want to build your brand perception and what you aim to accomplish with that. So if you want your video marketing to support, then the real question is maybe like, what kind of brand are you trying to build? Is the polished perfection, maybe limited access type of brand the one you're going for? Then, well, maybe the polished video marketing is a part of that. Whereas a lot of companies that I have also seen nowadays are really trying to be more down to earth, more maybe engaging with their customers, having a like two-way dialogue. And for that, I think the more, as you said, like real video marketing style is a much, much better match. So maybe my answer would then be that matching it to your other brand marketing efforts so that it matches and ensuring that the choices you make are in line with what you want to achieve. I think it comes back to this question quite a lot. But that being said, I think a lot of B2B companies could benefit from letting go a bit of the corporate stiffness. So maybe in that sense, it would be, yes, the realness is something to really consider also for B2B. So letting go of that kind of corporate style you have been very used to, I think would be very beneficial for many.
And it is also something that what we've been talking about earlier in the earlier episode as well, that even in B2B, you've got people there that are accustomed to trends, like consumer trends. So you need to kind of consider that in B2B as well. And maybe that's something that will differentiate you from other people or companies.
In the end, it's
Yes.
just a people business, like you say. So.
People to people.
Yes, it is.
But yes, you started to talk about engagement and how to find the voice of your company and working on your brand. But what are the ingredients to producing engaging video that actually resonate with your audience?
Yes, I'm not even remotely near a video producer myself, but I have been involved in quite many video projects, and it can be a quite complex thing actually. So I'll try to narrow it down to 4 points. The first being, once again, going back to the business. So what are your goals? What are you trying to achieve? And knowing who you are doing the video for. So just having a epiphany that, hey, I want to do a video, and you choose the video as a content type without actually understanding why might be a very tricky starting point. So narrowing down the really basics, as in any content production, as in any marketing strategy, I think is the number one key to nail it, or at least have a better chance of nailing it. The second one would be to think about the platform that you aim to use for the distribution. So creating a TikTok video is very, very different from perhaps creating a paid promotional, more ad kind of video. So having that in mind already during the production phase and the early stages of that is going to be very helpful throughout the rest of the process. Point 3 would be to make it interesting. The things such as length and having subtitles, thinking about the voiceover, that makes a lot of sense, because even though people's attention span has gotten very, very short throughout these years of having just so much video available, people still like to look at YouTubers and their like hour-long episodes, as long as they are interesting and they stay relevant. So whatever type of format you are aiming for, try to make it engaging and interesting throughout the whole episode with different maybe hooks, or how you build a storyline, or how you do it, whatever you choose to go for, keeping up the person to actually watch the video. That's really, really key. Otherwise, they're just going to close it down and the rest of the video is going to go to waste. And the fourth point would probably be that video is a really versatile content format. So really explore and be creative. You can do that by exploring different options for the storyline, how to play around with music, maybe how to do edits, transitions, animations, effects, how you choose to just build up the video. There are so many different options available. So just because you have maybe seen a certain type of video type among your competitors, for instance, or you have always done a video in a certain way. Try to be open to the new ways and be creative about it, because there's so many options to making the video engaging. So the creativity aspect here, I think, is quite good to keep in mind.
I really like that you said, it's not because something's been done that way forever that it's the right way. So yeah, that's a very good point.
So are there any things that you should absolutely avoid when implementing a video marketing strategy?
Yes, absolutely avoid. I think most of the don'ts or things to avoid actually boil down to exactly maybe not having a plan for the things. So if you run into, one don't would be, don't forget about good quality, both in terms of the filming and the voice and the sound and all of that. But if you run into that problem during production, you probably haven't just planned out everything and thought about everything. If you feel that the storyline or the editing falls a bit short, you probably have skipped some parts in the planning phase. Or if you realize that, we forgot to add a call to action, or the call to action is not clear enough, that's also perhaps because the planning phase wasn't done in the best possible way. And the list goes on. So maybe just really walking through the plan and having one in the first place, being aware of all the steps that the video production actually includes, and doing the research well, that will help a lot when it comes to the whole execution phase of it all. So maybe the don't is that don't go into it without a plan.
All right. Well, actually, about planning and maybe also producing. What about AI?
Oh, the hot potato.
I wanted to ask, what's your view on AI generated content? Because as we're recording this episode, there is this strike going on in Hollywood with writers and actors basically striking to prevent AI to devaluate their jobs. So if AI can invite itself into super productions in Hollywood, what does that mean for us simple marketers?
Yes. If I have understood correctly, one part of the strike is also about the compensation model and how that all has changed with the streaming services. And there is, also some worries about ChatGPT generating scripts and all of that, and taking the jobs from writers. And also some actors, to my understanding, are worried like how production companies might use their face with AI in the future. So it's definitely a big shift in the business models and the market there. So I see that as one thing that definitely is something that's going to change in the future. How exactly? I don't know. Probably legislation has to keep up and a lot of that. But there's definitely a lot of disruption in the market if we look at the big picture. But when it comes to the day-to-day life of a mortal marketing person, I think the generative AI is definitely something that has already been creating a lot of buzz in the same way a bit as the discussion around the content marketing and writing side of things. So how is that going to affect our jobs now when we have something like ChatGPT helping us out? I've been looking at some videos where professional video editors use these kind of tools to generate parts of music videos and all of that, and their conclusions have been quite similar as the other AI buzz conclusions so far. So very helpful tools, can really speed up the process throughout the way, but the person using them has to know what they are doing. And I think that's at least so far the same that we see in the AI and video combination. So definitely a tool to help you out on the way, but the human touch in all of this is still going to be needed. And I think especially with something as visual as video, to really evoke emotions, what you see, you have to kind of believe in that. So the human touch and creativity element and making it so that you can trick the human brain to believe that I don't know if AI is there yet, but it's definitely something that's going to be super interesting to look out for in the future. Where will all of this go, and how will that kind of shift how we see video and what type of video content we like to consume? So yeah, it's going to be super interesting to see where this goes.
And also AI cannot deal with fingers. So there's always a very weird thing happening there.
I've seen this quote, about like coders, creatives, all these different business areas being kind of affected by AI, that in order to replace us, the client will need to accurately describe what they want so we are safe. So I think the human touch, like how we do things and what type of things we produce, might change a lot, but I still think that the human touch is going to be there also for the video and AI combination.
But can we talk about something that is really, I find super interesting, and that's the measuring of video marketing. What should be the goal of video marketing? And can it actually be more than just an awareness generator?
Yes, I'm going to answer the second one first, or start thinking about that one first, because yes, it definitely can be something else than an awareness generator, and I think it should. So funnel, bow tie, flywheel, whatever you choose to call your process for acquiring and keeping customers, video can, and in an ideal world, should be a part of all of the different stages. So not just about creating awareness, but actually also perhaps for onboarding, for customer retention, maybe your support board or articles could be a video. We at Videoly have a lot of customers who actually use our videos, or they see the main benefit of our videos to be better product information for the shoppers, so that they can make better decisions. So when they go and check out some products, they see the videos, understand them better, and then decide if that product is for them or not. So in a way, yes, awareness making, but it's about a lot more than that. It's actually about providing more information for the customer. I think that's a prime example of what video could be when used in this type of setting. So yes, definitely more than just for awareness. As then for the goal of video marketing, once more, it should support your overall marketing goals. But how to measure it can be a bit tricky, of course. If it's about a inspirational brand video, maybe the amount of views is easy to get out of your platform or wherever you host the video, or however you choose to distribute it. There's some statistics available, but then attributing exactly some specific brand awareness metric to that might be a bit tricky, but the tools are evolving all the time, so that is definitely doable. And going back to the examples with our customers, we, for instance, help them see how the videos affect the add to cart conversion in their online stores. So if you have the right tools available, you're actually able to trace back some of the video impacts on real business metrics as well. And the more you have that data available, the more informed you can be when you then further iterate your video marketing strategy. So setting up some goals for them and really thinking that through as well in the production phase is going to be very, very helpful, because that will then, of course, help you improve over time and see what works and what doesn't. So even though it might feel a bit hard at first, do take the goals and setting some targets in consideration, because then you can kind of iterate going forward from that and make a much, much better video marketing strategy over time.
So now beyond the goals, obviously companies want to grow from, video marketing as well. But can video impact the SEO performance of a website? And if so, how?
Yes, when it comes to using videos on your web page, there can be a lot of benefits. Maybe we could group them into 3 different ones. So starting from the different video platforms, as we have already mentioned, TikTok, YouTube, they might be completely different new traffic channels for you. And then being active there and actually gaining traffic to your website through these channels might boost then already your metrics. So that's one good thing to keep in mind if you're looking for increased traffic. And then once you get the people onto your site, increasing the time spent there is as we all know, very beneficial for SEO. And people tend to engage with videos. And if they actually engage with the videos and watch them, you can increase the time spent on your site quite a lot, actually. So let's say you have a 3-minute video that is very well made, and the person watches it from beginning till the end. That's already 3 more minutes spent on your site. So having a lot of video content available as one type of content format that really keeps the user there usually makes the pages stickier and more nice to interact with, which of course then will trickle down into some SEO benefits as well. And what we have seen at our customers, and that is also one aspect of video marketing, is that creating that kind of trust and brand perception and all of that, like all the benefits that you get out of looking at a video usually also has the potential to increase your conversion rates. So video can be a great content format for conversion rate increasing as well. So there are a lot of benefits to look into when thinking of how to incorporate videos throughout your site and what you could gain out of that.
But just, I guess it highlights the fact that you need to have the plan.
Yes.
Never go out without a plan. So yeah, we're approaching the end of our chat. But if you were to maybe like summarize your thoughts and just give us like maybe one or a couple of do's and don'ts when it comes to video marketing, so that B2B marketers know what to do when they go about their day after listening to this episode.
I'm going to start with the don'ts. And the don't is that I don't think that video is a one-stop shop that fixes everything. So I have sometimes gotten this request that, hey, we really need a video. Doesn't matter what it says. I don't really know what it should say, but we just really need a video. And that's quite a hard approach to it and will give you a lot of trouble throughout the process. So maybe, the don't is that video in itself will not fix anything. So do go back to the planning board, do your research, understand why you are doing it, for whom you are doing it, and you are off to a very, very good start. And then to end with a positive note about the do's, I would definitely say that do experiment and test new things. So needing to have some kind of plan doesn't mean that you should restrict yourself too much. Be creative, think about the options. If your plan is to test a specific type of video in a specific channel, then that already is a great plan. So be open to trying the new things there. And you could ask yourself questions like, are there any parts of our current content marketing strategy that we could turn into video format? Are there any of these video platforms, such as TikTok, that could generate us some awareness if we would like to go down that path? Is there any way we could better serve our current customers through video, for instance? These are example questions of how to get started and really trying to see like, okay, what are we currently doing? Could video help us out there in any ways? Are there new things that we are not currently doing where video could be a completely new type of thing and tactic to use? Ask these questions and start mapping out how you could apply the video marketing strategy to your business. I think definitely the biggest do here is to just start thinking about it and being creative about it and giving it a shot in that sense.
Yay, that was a good one. We reached the end of our chat, but before we let you go, there's the Fast 5 segment. 5 questions, 5 short answers. Are you ready?
Yes, I think so.
You're okay. Here we go. Okay. Any book you'd like to recommend to the marketers watching or listening?
Not a specific book, but I will recommend the fiction aisle. I think it's important to also not only read business books and things about marketing and growth and SaaS and all of that. So broadening up your perspective and consuming different types of literature is definitely beneficial. So I will recommend the fiction section of any bookstore or library.
Yay. A SaaS company you love and why?
Yeah, I'm going to be very pragmatic about it. I love Miro because I feel it's a digital version of something I would do anyways. So mapping out things visually, creating all the mind maps, all of that, and being able to do that now in a digital format has been so nice. So yes, I'm going to go with Miro.
Excellent. So and then what is your favorite platform to read about growth?
Yeah, I think there's only one answer if I want to be completely honest about this, and that is a well-curated LinkedIn feed that has an algorithm that has been trained for years, and that's where I go to most of my inspiration nowadays.
What is the most important growth metric?
I think it all comes down to customer retention, however you like to look at it. If I can answer two things, I would on top of that say that for a customer acquisition centered marketing person pipeline, but customer retention, it all boils down to that at the end of the day.
Okay, and the last one, what is your best advice for fellow marketers?
I trust that you have very intelligent listeners that know that testing, iterating, doing your research and all of that is super important, keeping yourself up to date as well. So maybe my tip is to focus and prioritize. I know a lot of people that know so much about so many things and the best practices for a lot of channels and tactics and could basically outline a whole full marketing strategy in a few hours because they just know so much. But being able to focus, choose what we do today and what is left for someday tomorrow so that we can reach that. I think that's very important if you actually want to see those great thoughts and plans becoming reality. So focus and prioritize, dare to do that. It's going to bring you so much forward.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us, Nora. It was a pleasure to have you in this show.
Thank you for the invitation. It was a very, very nice chat.
And that's a wrap. I hope you found this insightful. To get more from us, you can follow and subscribe to the SaaS Growth Hub Podcast on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or right here on YouTube. And to learn more about growth marketing in general, visit advancedb2b.com. Cheers.